Might have to unmute Evan.
Sorry about that. I've got a few things on the list here. This is my list. So there's a few things down here. I'll just pick some random things on there. If you hear any whimpering sounds, it's just my dog because he's locked in this my office with me at the moment. So the first thing we're going to draw is Spongebob. So I'm just going to, it's pretty easy to draw. I'm just going to get some reference. SpongeBob and type that into my computer. Images. All right. It's pretty fun to draw, pretty easy to draw. So what we can start with is sort of a bent square, because we want to then add his side as well. So we're going to add his side over here. Like that. So this is going to be his face, and this is the side of his head. And down here, we're going to add his shirt and shorts. So I'm going to then add those in across. So there's the front part and then the side part, like that. So make sure you got something sort of like that. Doesn't have to be exactly straight either, because SpongeBob's actually very wobbly. We're going to make that wobbly as the next step, because he's a sponge. And then down the side as well. Wobble, 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 wobble. So I don't really see the wobbles I did. There you go. That's a bit clearer. And you can rub out all those little lines in between if you really want to. So we started off with a rough square shape, and then we wobbled him up to give him some texture. Oh, shush, sit down. And oh, the dog just smacked his face on my desk. And we might start with his face. I'm going to zoom in a bit more. There we go. Get that right down there. Okay, so on his face, we're going to draw on this side a big eye. Mine doesn't look round. Should be round. No. Something's wrong with my eraser. It's now ripping my paper. So mine looks dirty. And then we'll draw a second eye coming from that, so they overlap. And then out from where they overlap, here is where his nose is going to go. And then you can rub out a bit inside the nose. Okay, we're going to draw him with a big mouth, but before we do that, we're going to do his cheek over here. And rub out the inside. And then we can draw his mouth. And we want his mouth to be, oh, before we draw his mouth open, we want to draw his teeth in. It's got two big buck teeth. And we'll draw his mouth open as well. With the tongue, so you do one curve, two curves. And a little bobble under his chin. Okay, so now for his eyes, or his pupils. A round circle with another circle inside, and the color that one black. Same on the other side. And then we're going to give him 3 eyelashes on each eye. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much his face. We can just draw a few little holes in his sponge all over the place. Like that. And we can figure out where we want his arms to go. So just draw little sticks. And then at the base of his arm on this side, draw a curve. And then a bit of a circle, an oval, and that's his sleeve, his shirt sleeve, and do one on the other side as well. Okay, so then we're going to draw his arms in. So the lines we drew, I'm going to use as his skeleton. And so I'm going to draw a line either side for his arm. And then I'll rub out those lines in between. Oh, rubbed out a bit too much. Sorry about that. Hey, come here. Sit. No. Sit. All right. And then we'll do his arm on the other side as well. Like that. Rub out the lines in between. Hans, come here. Come here. Stop. There's people outside. He doesn't like it. So then for his hands, I'm going to draw a little circle on each side. Oh, sorry, I hit the camera again. Stop. And then from those circles, I'm going to draw his fingers. So he's got 4 fingers. So we have a little thumb. And then 1, 2, 3. And we can clean it up on the inside. Maybe draw a little crease as well. Stay. And then we'll do them on the other side. And then 1, 2, 3. Like that. Then we can do some holes as well on the side of him. Okay, so now let's do his square pants. So I'm going to cut this in half and then up the side as well. So we have his shirt and then his shorts underneath. And in the front, we have his tie. So we can draw a little V and then a diamond under that. And then little triangles for his collar, either side of the tie. Stop. And he's got a belt. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On the front of his pants, we do little rectangles, 2 on each side. It's going to show his belt. And then just 1 on the side. And then all we've got left are his legs. So again, we can put his legs in as just little sticks like we did with his arms. And the same was his shirt cuffs. We just draw a curve and then lines up for the shorts. We can then thicken his legs up. And draw on his socks. And then stripes on his socks. I think it's only got 2 stripes. Yeah, I think it's got a blue and a red stripe. And then his shoes are pretty simple. You just draw a little heel on the back and a heel on the bottom. And then the rest of the shoe is round with a little highlight. It's like he's wearing school shoes. And there we go. There we have SpongeBob. Stop your whinging, young man. Come here. Sit. 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 I'm trying to get my dog to put his foot up so you can see. Oh, it's so heavy. Here it is. This is SpongeBob. This is how you draw him. Okay. Okay. Let's see how everyone did. Let's see your SpongeBobs. Oh, Ethan, that's great. Good job. Anyone else got one to show? Emily, wow, look at those long legs. They're great. Jasper, that's cool too. He's only got 1 shoe at the moment. Wow, Emil, yeah, that's great. Atticus, hold it up a little higher, Atticus. I can only see the top of his head. There you go. Oh, that's cool. Gary, that's really good too. Nice work. Dennis, I can't see yours because of the filter you've got on. It just looks like a blur. Maybe try a different angle. Jasmina, that's really good too. Oh, there you go. Wow, he's got really long legs and arms. Shashank, that's really good too. Amy, that's great. Good job, everyone. Okay. Now I'm starting to lose my voice. It sounds funny. Okay. So next thing on the list, let's try no, we're not doing that one. Let me try a Superman. Okay, so we'll do like Superman flying. This is going to be flying across like this. So I've just drawn a line on my page. It's very light there. And I'm going to draw in a circle for his head, a big circle for his chest, or an oval. And then his body coming down like that. And then his legs will be down this way. Emily, that's good. Is he wearing a skirt? Is it Spongebob square skirt? That's good. Oh, Dennis, nice face. I like that. I like your cat face. Excuse me. Okay, I've typed in Superman, but let's go flying. Okay. All right, has everyone roughed that out? And I'm going to put one arm up this way. So he's got one arm stretched out. And the other arm he'll have sort of here. It may look a bit weird and messy right now, but it'll start making sense as we draw it. Then as for the legs, so that's half his body, head to the waist. So then we need that space again here for his leg. So I'm going to do his thigh and his foot. That. And then another leg on top that's slightly bent. So I'm just going to rub out the leg underneath. The straight one is underneath, so I can rub everything out inside that leg. So you should have two legs like that. Let me zoom out a bit. Like that. So when you've done that, let me see, because it's a bit hard. This is a younger group and we're doing a lot of anatomy here. That's good, Shashank. Laney, yep, good. Ethan, yep, you're all getting it. That's good. Good job. Okay. So I'm going to zoom back in. I'm going to try and focus on just his face for now. So what let's try to get rid of that shadow there. So we want his face to sort of be looking up that way. So we can draw his jaw like that. And then this is the top of his head. So his ear is going to be here. And his neck's going to be coming down here. Can you sort of see his face or where his face is going to go? Straight across from here, we'll have his nose. And his mouth. Draw his mouth in here. And his eye. An eyebrow. And then we can start putting in his hair as well. Usually has a little curl. Okay, so we'll add in on this side of his neck a little bit of his cape. And then on this side as well, the other side as well. Okay, let's do this arm next, the one that's sticking out straight. We'll start up at the wrist. So I'm going to do the forearm like this and the elbow. And then the next thing down is the bicep and the shoulder. So you're not really going to see the shoulder on my one. But you might see the underarm there, and you can show a bit of the muscle. And for the hand, he usually has it out straight. So I drew like a bit of an oar shape, and then I'm going to put his thumb in, cut it in half, and then put the fingers in. 1, 2, 3. Made 1, 2, 3 lines to make 4 fingers. Okay. So move back down to his chest. It's sort of in the middle of his neck here. A bit of a curve there. That's the middle of his chest. And join up to the other side. And this one sort of curves around a bit. And that's where we want to draw his big S. But it's in like a diamond shape. So if you draw sort of this shape, so it's a straight on top and 2 little angles down each side, and then they come down to another point like that, but that's going to be sort of behind there. Give it a bit of a border, and then get your S sort of happening in there. It's a bit hard to see in there. hard to get those. I'm looking at Jasmina there. It's hard to get those wooden figures into that kind of pose because you have to do him as if he's standing up, like this way. Get the one leg bent, one leg straight, and then yeah, that way. That's better. Yeah, they don't really move the same way that a real person moves. Okay, so we're going to do this arm next. So we're going to have his shoulder in here. So that's all his shoulder, and the cape's up on his shoulder. And then his bicep and his tricep. And then here we've got a thing called foreshortening. So the way foreshortening works is, look at this pen. So that pen goes roughly from his chin to his elbow. But if I lift the pen up and bring it towards you, it looks, towards the camera, look how thin it is. So it looks really short. If I just do it a little bit and go from his chin again, it doesn't go all the way to his elbow. But if I lay it flat, it goes to his elbow. So it's because this is getting closer to the camera and this bit's further away. So it's still always that length, but it changes depending on, look how big the end of it looks now because it's close to the camera. So it just means when things come towards you, like my thumb as well, when it comes, it's not lit up. When it comes towards you, look how big my thumb looks compared to my finger down here. So the thumb is so much bigger, but really, they're roughly the same size. So that's what foreshortening is. So it means his arm is coming towards you. So that's going to be his forearm there. And here we'll draw his fist. So we'll make it sort of squarish, draw in 1, 2, 3 lines, and then draw a thumb like that. And just rub out some of these construction lines. Make that a bit clearer. You could draw knuckles on the top. Because basically it's a fist coming towards you like this. So you're seeing the thumb and you're seeing the fingers here. So you can see those knuckles on the top. You could draw those in. I'll just clean these up. There's 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3, 4, plus the thumb. And then on the top, you could go knuckle, 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 knuckle. Okay, so going down the body a bit more, on his waist, he's got a belt. So we can draw that in. Little belt loops there. Join his stomach up to his body. He's got little red underpants. So I can sort of just go around the leg like this. What are you doing? He's sticking your nose up here. Come here. Here. No, this is what I'm dealing with. Can you see that? There he is. There's his nose. While I'm trying to draw. Okay. Oh, I've done his underpants. It's a bit low there. Because we've got his bottom coming down. His underpants going over. Like that. And his other leg. And his dog. Say hi to everyone here. Hi. Oh, I've got to turn it on. There we go. All right. So for the legs, he's just wearing boots down here. So we can sort of just trace his leg down and his boots. They sort of have a little dip in the middle and then back up. And just keep them flat on the bottom if you want. Draw a little heel or sole, I should say, on the boot. There you go. So that leg that's behind, you can shade that in a bit. That's in the arm, you can shade that a little bit. And that's Superman's all done. Try and get him all in the shot once. There we go. So how did everyone go? Let me have a look when you're finished. Oh, Emily, that's really good. I don't know why it says Emily. You need to change your name. Oh, Emily's it. Is that you, Emily, with the pigtails? I see Spongebob. I see, is that Superman? Okay, that, yeah. Oh, you know what we didn't do? His cape. I was about to say, he doesn't have a cape on that one. We got the shoulder parts of his cape, but then the cape comes down like this. So it comes from his shoulder down. We'll do another bit, sort of going back up. And then keep it sort of wobbly. So then all that's his cape. There we go. Ethan, that's great. I like that. You got buildings and everything too. Sun there with Jasper. And Superman now has his cape, yep, with an S on it. Don't think his cape always, oh, it does. Oh, not always. No, it doesn't. The movie one, he didn't have it. Okay. So we've probably got time for 2 more. Oh, Shashank, what's that? That's scary. What is Superman, Dennis? What has Superman got? What are you pointing at on his pants? Does it say? I don't know what that says. I can't read it. Oh, you want to draw my dog next? I just saw that. Okay. Right, so we can. I was going to draw Pikachu next, but we can draw my dog. So my dog is a German Shepherd. Come here, Hans. Come. He's hiding now because he wants to get out of the room. I'm just going to turn the camera around so you can see him. Hans, sit, sit. So look at his big face. There you go. Paw, paw. Can you give me your paw? Yeah. There you go. So you can shake. His name is Hans. You're a good boy? You're a good boy, Hans. Yeah. Okay. So let's draw Hans. His name is spelled H-A-N-S. Hans. Okay. So to start with, let's get a circle. That's for his head. Yeah, Han. Well, that's Han Solo. This is Hans. His name's actually Hans Gruber because Hans is a German name. So he's Hans. So we'll split it down, I was gonna say down the middle, but it's not, it's in 3/4. Because you want his nose to come out here. Sort of like a bit of a rectangle or a cone even. His nose there. Yeah, I'm talking about you. And then he's got big triangular ears. They're very big ears. Sort of like that, and one like that. So I'll just rub out the lines on inside of his nose there. And so his eyes, he has one here and one here. I made his nose a little bit too long. That's where his nose goes, like that. So you know these little sort of lips there. Oh, Emily, that's a cool Pikachu. Stop whimpering. Why are you being a crybaby? He wants to go outside. And then he's got a very thick, fluffy neck. Sort of comes almost like a beard or a lion's mane. We can sort of make him a little, and make a little chibi version of him. You see. We'll give him a small body. Like a little bean. He has a very long tail, actually. Because when he's happy, he wags it and he knocks things over. And he hits you with it. Put your nose up here. Put your nose on the camera. Come here. There you go. Okay, so we've got his head. It's all sort of roughed out. We'll do his very little legs, his front legs. He's got big feet, so we can give him sort of biggish feet. We'll do his back leg curved over. In there. Looking at the spider web on the roof. Okay. So normally his body would be double the size of that, but we made him a bit smaller. Okay, so now we can add a bit of detail. You can give him cartoony eyes if you want. I'm just going to stick with those small eyes, but I'm going to add a highlight in. Like that. And he's got sort of black around his eyes too. Comes down to his muzzle. Sort of down there. So all this bit, it's got a little hairy chin. Stop whimpering. All this bit is black. And we don't need that line down the middle of his head now. We can add some sort of fur on the top of his head. And we don't need the circle. We can add some fur coming down. Ethan, that's good. I love that. That's great. He's got big ears. You can draw the inside of his ears. Oh, stop crying. Come here. I want to see your face markings. Okay. So his ears are sort of dark on the tips, like a Pikachu. And he's got little dark bits up here as well. This beardy section is because of his collar. So you could draw a little bit of a collar under there. Stop. Stop crying. You're being such a little crybaby. Okay. So that's pretty much him done. You can sort of make up the feet and the body as you like. Well, next we are going to do Pikachu, and I do have Shadow on the list already. But we've probably only got time to do a Pikachu. We can do Shadow next week. We do have a public. Oh no, that's on a Monday. Don't worry. I was going to say we do have a public holiday coming up. So on his back, he's mostly black, so we can shade most of this in. Oh, stop being a crybaby. And go after my lesson. So he's tan on his body and dark on his back. His tail is very bushy on the bottom. And it's mainly black as well, sort of black on the top. Okay, so that's sort of like a cartoony version of Hans. Something like that. Alrighty. So finish up your dogs and then let me see. My dog is sitting right next to me now. He's crying because he wants to go out of this office and into the rest of my house. But my partner has gone out. So he'll just run around and whimper even more. So he's got to stay with me for now. He might need to go to the toilet as well, but he can hold it. He's a big boy. So he's just sitting right here against my leg. He's just sitting there looking at the wall where all my paints and things are. And in front of the heater, actually, there's a heater just here. Oh, Robert, that's good. Good dog. Anyone else? I haven't been looking at the screen. Anyone else showing their dogs? No Superman, Emily. Oh, there he is. Oh, look at him. That's great. Good job. Okay. So we're going to draw Pikachu. I'm running low on paper too. Stop whimpering. Okay. Hello. You got 10 more minutes, then you can go out. Okay. Yeah. Speak. Speak. No, he's not speaking. Okay. Pikachu. Let's draw Detective Pikachu. He's fun. He's got a little hat on. Trying to find a different angle of him, but they're all the same. All right. So let's get sort of a square-ish head, but rounded, because you want to have round cheeks on the side. That shape. So these are his cheeks, and his face will be here, and then his ears out that way. While we're doing that, we can do one ear up. Put in a shape for the hat. And do his other ear as well. So it looks like a little bunny. Or a penguin, that's his head, and there's his flippers, his body. Stop your wing, Bobby. Good boy. Wow, Emily, what's that? I don't know what that is. That was cool, though. Okay, so we're going to make his hat a little bit bigger. We're going to give him the brim on the hat. The brim is a little bit like on the front of a cap. The hard bit that sort of shields your eyes. And then the hat's going to come up like this. Get that back in the camera. Excuse me. But on the sides, there's little folded up bits, so we have to draw those on as well. So then on his face, draw a line down the middle, so we know where everything's going to go. You can draw one eye there, an eye there. Try and get them the same size. And down here, we're going to have his cheeks. And then in the middle of those cheeks, sort of the top of those cheeks, do his little nose. And we'll do his little cat-like mouth, but make it bigger on one side because he's sort of got a side smile. Okay, so in his eyes, we can draw a highlight. And then we'll pretend that that's all a color. So we'll draw another circle on the inside, color that in black. So that's the pupil of the pupil. Do that on the other eye as well. And then to make it look like a dark color, you can just shade in from the top down. And because it's movie Pikachu, we can make him a little fuzzy, a little furry. Even his ears can be a little furry. We can add sort of the darker ends. That's really cute, Amy. Good job. Could even make his little cheeks a bit furrier. And little hairs. Like that. So that's the head. We need to do the body. Stop whimpering. We're almost done. Okay. Almost done. All right. Move another way. So for his body is about 1 and a bit times bigger than its head. So it's body, it's his head. Go body and a little bit. Sort of like that. Oops, sorry, I didn't realize it was upside down. And his arms are almost in the front of him. You just draw them sort of extended C's or big sausages. Hey, don't bump me. Move your head. And then his legs, he has his little knees. Oh, stop. I'm getting annoying now. Little knees and his feet. You can sort of do his tail just sort of sticking out. With the arms. Move your head. Did you hear that? Hans just burped. He burped right into the microphone. I don't know if you heard that. So this picture has a bit of a white patch on his belly, I think, from memory. It's a little bit visible on the picture, but you can just start adding some fluff around, like on his neck, on his chest. And give him some little fingers, a thumb and 3 little fingers. 1, 2, 3. And then that's just going to sort of finish that drawing up. See, mine's a little fuzzy. I'll give him some toes too. Make his tail fuzzy. These stripes you probably won't see because they're right behind him. So you can rub out the bottom of his head too. It's all sort of one big shape. But what you can do is add some shading under his chin and then just sort of smudge it just to show that it's a bit rounder. We'll do some on his under his belly and on his legs as well. Maybe some on his tail. Just to give the look of sort of a 3D shape. Doing some under his arms. Bit of a smudge with your finger. And you can actually put some under his hat as well. There you go. It's not going to light off. Oh, stay up. There we have Detective Pikachu. It's good, Emily. You need to color in his tail. All right, let's see. Robert, that's good too. Oh, nice, Ethan. You got magnifying glass and everything. Jasper, what's going on there? I don't know what that is. Amy, that's really cute. Good job. All right, guys, we're actually out of time now, which is probably good because I need to give my voice a rest. Are you there, Peter?
Yep. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, I'm going to unmute everyone to say goodbye to Mr. Evan. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Hans.
He's a good boy.